Well, really, there are these two different ways in which you can prepare to go and work for a church. You can go away to the classroom, to the lecture theatre. You can open the books up and you can discuss it, you can theorise it, and you can learn it. And then there's this other way, which is actually going to the place and doing it under supervision, doing it whilst studying books, obviously. You can commit much less time to it, but learning by doing. You can just look at other professions to see why it's important. Carpenters, plumbers, electricians, jobs like that have apprentices, because no amount of being told how to lay a brick is going to actually equip you to be able to lay that brick when you first go out. You'll maybe learn how to lay the brick faster, but the first few bricks are still going to be pretty dodgy. I don't think we can separate learning on the job and learning in the classroom as much as we'd like to. I think the two really need to go hand in hand. Definitely from my experience, learning on the job has meant having suggestions made to me about how to do things and having continuous feedback and assessment from the things I've been doing. It's been being supported by an encouragement to read certain texts, to think about certain issues, to go and to watch other people doing the jobs that are expected of me, and really figuring out what the good things they're doing are, what the bad things they're doing, and learning from other people. But at the same time, unless there's an element of theological training in it, unless there's time dedicated to studying God's Word, learning how to study God's Word more effectively, then I think you're going to be a really stunted minister or pastor. Really, I think the challenge is for people who are learning in a college environment to actually take Sundays to preach, to be given that opportunity, to be given months off where they go and they realise that we can learn all the hermeneutics that we want, but when we start working in a church, we've got to go and do a school club, and you've got to think of games. There needs to be that emphasis, yes, on the academia, but also on the practicality of it. Colleges are doing that, and they are giving people the opportunity to go and to learn on the job. I think the bigger challenge is for churches that are just accepting people straight in and trying to train them up themselves, that they're going to be left pretty much to tread water, to figure things out for themselves. It's a massive commitment for a church to have someone come in and to be educated from within that church. And I think if we're going to produce men and women who are going to be effective workers for the gospel, then we've got to bite the bullet as churches, really. We've got to be prepared to support them financially. We've got to be prepared to support them emotionally, because, man alive, when you get chucked into ministry, it's draining, it's discouraging, it's encouraging, all within the space of 24 hours. Unless we're prepared to support people and to really commit to training people up, then we're going to get people coming through for 1 or 2 years and then passing by the wayside.